whoever we want to do those things with for next to nothing to get started, and a bunch of desire and a bunch of fire. I mean, that's something anyone can muster up. I don't care how low your supply is right now, but anyone whoever can increase their supply of fire, desire, that gusto to get something done. And that's the thing for me, the big thing that makes the big difference, right? Your burning desire. Some of you haven't still got in touch with that, and I'm going to do everything I can to encourage you to find that thing, find your mojo, if you like, inside of this amazing opportunity. Otherwise, the opportunity just becomes another thing that you joined, and you'll probably forgot that you joined within 6 months to a year if you haven't done much with it. And you'll find something else and you join that, and then you'll forget that you joined that as well, and then you'll join something else, and you know, it just goes on until you wake up. So when you wake up, bang, then you do something about it. Then you don't forget that you joined something. Then it means something that you joined something, right? It becomes meaningful. So now you've got the vehicle, you've got a dream. Combining a dream with a vehicle, it's game over. You become unstoppable. A dream on its own without a vehicle is frustrating at best. I know tons of people that started out life early with dreams, didn't have vehicles. Frustration led to apathy, lethargy, and they got sucked into the world of non-dreamers. Can you see that? Happens easy, happens really easy. If you don't grab a hold of your dream and shake the living daylights out of it every single day to remind yourself that you have a dream, then it will slip away real quick. It just does. I've seen too many people around me lose sight of their dreams. Some of them are so amazing, so capable, unlimited potential, hugely skilled, intelligent, smart, capable, good looking as well. Like they got it all, but they don't have the dream. And I just sit there and go, wow, what a shame. What a shame that you gave up. These are people I knew from a long, long time ago. They had dreams, they had big dreams, they had big goals, big visions for themselves. They dreamt of all of it, but they gave up. And that's the biggest difference I can give to everybody, is that the reason I say that I've managed to do full-time 26 years is because I never gave up on the dream. And this was the best vehicle that I could find that could deliver on my dream. Can you see that? What an amazing, amazing concept. If the dream is big enough, if the why is big enough, the how doesn't matter. Ever heard that one before? Many of the biggest speakers on the planet use that, right? The how is irrelevant once the why is relevant. I said that. The how is irrelevant once the why is relevant. And that's why the why has got to be relevant. Too many people think they have dreams, but their dreams are other people's dreams, which is why they do nothing about them. You can meet dozens of these in any pub or bar on a Friday or Saturday night, drinking their sorrows away, talking about how one day they'll drive Ferraris and Lamborghinis, live in mansions and travel the world, but they do nothing about it. Anyone bumped into those kind of people? They talk a good talk, nothing to back it up. Easily done, because you've got to convince yourself you have got a dream. Otherwise, life can really get to you, right? Can really become a downer. So they pretend they have dreams. Pretenders. They pretend they hold on to other people's dreams. They think they want a Ferrari. They think they want a Lamborghini. They think they want to live in a mansion. They think they want to travel the world, but they don't really, because if they did, if it was relevant to them, they'd do something about it. So they've just bought into the ideology that's programmed into all kids when we're young through cartoons, and then, you know, whatever TV programs we're shown, and then the movies and all the rest of it, right? Hollywood, Bollywood, Nollywood, and all the rest of it. That's what they tell us we want. Oh, what do you really want? Like, that stuff's cool, but that's not going to motivate you. If it was, then you would have already been motivated, right? That's not the stuff that motivates people. A dream is something that's personal. Like, one of my biggest dreams forever, and anyone that knows me knows this of me, one of my biggest dreams ever has been to retire my family. Now, I don't have my own children, but I've got 3 that are as close to that as it can possibly get. My brother's 3 kids, right? They're amazing. And I've been blessed to have lived under the same roof. So although I'm not their dad, I've watched and witnessed the upbringing of three beautiful human beings. And, you know, they went through life the way that they went through life, right? The whole, you know, school and get a good education and get a good job and all of that stuff. And that was foreign language to me, but I let it be because that's who I am, right? I'm all about letting people find their own path. I never shove my ideas down somebody else's throat. That's not who I am. That's not how I operate. I know who I am and what I want from me, and the people that get inspired by that are the ones I'm always looking for, right? So I watched them go through all of that, and it broke my heart, absolutely broke my heart when I saw them wander off and go and get jobs. Killed me. My youngest one didn't get a job for a while after uni, and I was celebrating every day in my mind, like, thank goodness she's not been sucked in yet. Thank goodness, every day. And then she got sucked in as well, bless her. Like, really, that's how meaningful that is to me, right? I was heartbroken when my eldest one went, oh, I've got a job. Then the next one came along, I've got a job. And I'm like, oh. You know if you know. And you don't if you don't, right? You don't if you don't. And that's why it's important to know what is really important to you. What would you do with your life if you didn't have to do something for somebody else? Talking about the boss here, right? What would you do with your life if you didn't have to report in every Monday morning? What would you do? Most people have never given that a second thought. And guess what? If you don't give it a second thought, it's never going to exist, right? So what happens is what you see every day, what you do every day, what you think about every day becomes your reality for the rest of your life. So if you're just reporting every Monday, guess what? That's the rest of your life done, signed, sealed, delivered, locked in. Unless you're blessed and somebody knocks on your door and says, hey, listen, I've got something for you. And everyone should be praying that when that call happens, they're awake. It's another heartbreaker, isn't it? When you make the call and your friend or your family member's not awake, you're like, oh. Who's ever made the call and the other person on the other end of the phone was asleep? Anyone had that one? They're asleep. Who's experienced that, right? It's like heartbreaking, isn't it? Somebody you love, you care about, you want to really make a difference, you want to contribute, you want to show them what you've seen, have them feel that buzz, that fire of possibility once again, and they're just so far in a coma, the coma of 9 to 5, that they can't hear you, they can't see you. They're that far gone. You with me? So our job as professionals is, number one, keep our fire alive. That's a responsibility, right? It's not about having a dream when you sign up. And like I said, forgetting about the dream 2 weeks later because 2 friends said no, which is pretty much what happens to most people, by the way. If you want to know why people fail in this industry, it's because they give up too soon. Like, really, imagine somebody gave you the phone call. Hey, Amal, I've got something for you. And you're awake enough to hear that. And what is it? I'm curious. And you show up and you're awake enough to see it. And you're awake enough to sign up. And you acquire the membership and you get the daily rewards and you're excited about your future. It all starts there. Do you remember that day? Who remembers their first day? You have to remind yourself of your first day every day. You have to. That will keep you grounded. That will keep you in touch with what you want to create in others. That's what we do as masters of this industry. If you want to become a master of the industry, learn how to fire people up. Learn how to help them see and dream again. See a better future for themselves. See that it's possible once again. Reawaken them from their slumber, from their coma. That's what we do. And you want to do it with finesse, right? Otherwise they'll get offended and upset and they'll think you're belittling them and all that kind of bullshit that goes on in small minds. So we have to rise above all of that and get really great at communicating to minimize them doing their self-sabotage bullshit conversations. That's why it's so important we get really great at communicating, whatever it is that we're trying to communicate here, right? So waking people up, awakening their dreams, awakening the possibility that's ahead of them, untying them from the shackles of their past, the limitations of their history, which 99.9% of the time tells them that they're worthless, useless, and are not heading anywhere in a hurry. Same old, Groundhog Day. You with me? So we've got a task on our hands, right? Most people are not self-motivated. Most people are not fired up. Most people are not looking because they don't even know what to look for. They're too far gone. So we've got to do a little bit of work before we just show them a presentation. That stacks the odds of a yes in our favor. If we can do a little bit of work before they see the presentation, stacks the odds of a yes in our favor. All right. Well, let me rephrase that. It stacks the odds of a yes in their favor because we're already in. We're already in and on our way, right? It's not even about stacking the odds in our favor. It's about stacking the odds in their favor. We're trying to save them from themselves half the time, right? From their stinking thinking, their negative attitude, their small-mindedness. That's what we're doing, right? Saying, hey, listen, I see the potential in you. I see the possibility ahead for you. If I can just get you to get in touch with something in your future that's more than the past, we can do something with this. So spend a little bit of time pre-qualifying before presenting. Yeah, there's power in pre-qualifying the invitation. I know it's a little bit more work. There's the quick invitation, which say, I've seen something exciting, I want you to check it out as well, come along. And if you know that they're motivated, they're inspired, they're living a life that demonstrates they're up to stuff, they've got spring in their step, they've got a twinkle in their eye, they're trying things out always. If they've already got that going on, you can go in quick, straight to the point. But if you haven't seen that, then you might need to do a little bit of firelighting, you know, with the wood, and you're going like that, and eventually it sparks up. You might need to do a little bit of that work beforehand. And then when you see a couple of sparks fly, you go, all right, there we go. Now you're ready. Now let me fire the sparks up. Come and have a look at the presentation. Yeah. Sometimes we're bringing wet wood to the presentation. That's not going to do anybody any favors, is it? It's not going to help you much. It's not going to help them much. Don't bring wet wood to the presentation. At least make sure that there's a little bit of a spark before they show up, right? That way they get value. That way they get something out of the presentation, right? The presenter enjoys presenting more. The recipient enjoys showing up more. It's called win-win rather than win-lose, right? So how do you stack win-win in your favor and in the favor of all involved? That's what win-win is, right? Where everybody wins. So again, you know, just make sure that you understand the process of how to get this done really, really well. All right. So as we declare ourselves professional network marketers and we proudly parade ourselves around the world as such, rather than pretending we're something else and hiding behind the shadows of something else and trying to call it something else and all of that stuff that's all in your way, slowing you down because you can't acknowledge how phenomenal the industry is. Then, you know, once you've got that out of the way and you're big, bold and proud about who you are and what you're up to in the world, now you can make a difference and you can educate, you can inspire, you can contribute, you can have powerful and effective conversations that make a difference. That's where you want to get yourself to, where you can show up and they realize that you know what you're talking about. How about that? How about they show up thinking they know what they're talking about, and by the end of the conversation, they bow down to the fact that you know what you're talking about versus the other way around. That can happen when you sharpen your saw. How often should you sharpen your saw? Every day. Every day. Listen to some great stuff first thing in the morning. Listen to some great stuff last thing at night. And of course, listen to some great stuff in between anytime you have a knockback, anytime somebody knocks the wind from out of your sails. Go straight onto YouTube. Doesn't cost you a penny, just a little bit of effort. Straight onto YouTube. type in, you can literally type in any title of anything that's relevant to you at that point, right? How to handle a brother that said XYZ. Like literally, you can get that specific and have a video pop up about exactly that thing, right? There's certainly the generic big names, big speakers, big trainers around the world, latch onto that stuff and anchor it. Let that be your anchor or your hook, if you like, your fishing hook that gets you back out of deep waters. All right. So whenever you feel that you slipped away into the rip of the tide, make sure you got a hook that you can grab a hold of very quickly before it's too late and the riptide takes you away. You grab a hold of the hook quick, reprogram the mind, reset the mind, recalibrate the mind, and get yourself back in the game, back on the saddle. Really important stuff, this, right? I'd say 90% of networkers get taken by the tide. What a shame. They saw something, that's why they signed up, but they didn't see it for long enough. They didn't hold the vision long enough. They didn't make that familiar. They didn't make that second nature. They didn't turn that into a habit. They just saw it for a moment and then they let life do what it does. By the way, that is the tide, life, right? It doesn't take much. Life is the tide. Job is the riptide, right? 8 hours a day, 6 days a week will program this into absurdity. Evidence, look around in the world. It's powerful stuff, right? How you spend your days. That's why I tell people, listen, love your job, but don't fall in love with it. Love your job from a place of gratitude because it pays the bills. But you better love something more to want to get out of it. Otherwise you won't. And that's where the dream comes in, right? Love your dreams more than you love your job. Love your job because it puts food on the table, roof over your head, clothes on your back. But you better have a bigger love in your life that has you motivated and excited and inspired to get the hell out of that at the first opportunity. Otherwise you won't. And you'll do 40, 50 years and you'll die too. And you'll be like, what? I did what for 40 years? How did that happen? How did I stay asleep for that long? Was I really in a coma? Yep. 100% you were. I don't care how good the job is, by the way. I'll take any CEO on this conversation. I don't care how important you think the job is. It's nothing compared to your dream. Nothing. When you look back, it doesn't matter how many accolades you got, how many titles you got behind your name, PhD, MBA, ABC, DEF. It doesn't, none of that matters. If you've got a dream inside of you that you never delivered, you're going to feel sick to the core that that's how you did your life. Just are. Fact. Humans are born powerful. We're born to create and deliver. And we're trained to do the opposite. We're trained to not create and not deliver. Well, deliver for somebody else. So get present to that. Get present to what it is that's in it for you, like really, the real stuff. Not the stuff that sounds flash, the real stuff. So look, it's like we've recorded a ton of nuts and bolts. Unfortunately, the Vimeo channel's gone down now, right? So we haven't got that anymore. So we're literally starting from scratch now, right? So I'm going to take you guys through a process again. And hence why we're starting with the dream. And then the pre-qualification, the stages to this, right? We'll go through all of those over the coming weeks. Oh, by the way, I've got some really, really great news coming soon. Had a conversation with the corporate and we're working on a shorter presentation that will be compliant and I'll be able to come out and deliver it without having to read a script. Yes, he's back. So can't wait. Keep your eyes open, keep your ears open, get ready for a nice, short, sharp, to the point, fun, light-hearted presentations that get the point across to your guests and get the effectiveness up of your sharing. All right, so that's coming soon. Just thought I'd throw that one in there. That just, as I was recreating, like, okay, what are we doing over the coming weeks? I remembered I'm gonna have to schedule in the Zooms, the presentations again. So that's coming back, right? So back to nuts and bolts. Your responsibility as a self-employed professional network marketer is to stay in the game, like whatever it takes. And how do you stay in the game? You stay plugged in, right? Don't delude yourself. The minute you miss one meeting, it can easily be a slippery road to missing the next one. So hold yourself accountable. I'm not saying you can never miss a meeting. Happens. Although it doesn't happen to me, right? Let me see. I wonder, how does that work? Just like you don't miss work, right? You'll miss meetings, but you won't miss work, right? There are people that go to work and don't miss work, no matter what, they show up. There are people that go to work even when they're sick. How crazy is that, right? And the first little sneeze and they won't show up to the presentation, that is their business. Wow. Can you see the mismanagement of being self-employed? It's huge responsibility. The reason you let yourself down if you do that kind of stuff is because there's no accountability. There's no boss here, right? You are the boss. You're your own boss. And a lot of people don't know how to be their own boss. They know how to post it on Instagram. I'm the boss, boss man, boss lady. You see the posts, but you don't see anything around that. It looks very flashy when you post it up on your social media, but then you want to learn how to be the boss in your life. And that's accountability, right? And responsibility. So own it. It's your business. Schedule it and don't miss the schedules, right? Whatever you scheduled in, stick to it, rigid, just like you do with a job. Hold yourself accountable and show up. That's plugging in. As the old saying goes, if you've got a guest, the meeting needs you. And if you don't, you need the meeting. Either way, you show up. All right. Makes me cringe when I say, were you at the training? No, why not? I didn't have anyone coming. What? The two got nothing to do with each other. They're completely disassociated. They're completely separate. So again, just get your head in the game, get focused, get committed. I'm giving you the massive edge here. This will put you in the top 5% of networkers in the world. Just this one little action alone. Stay plugged in and stay the course. That's 95% of the battle that most people lose. They don't show up. Stories get in the way. Excuses get in the way. Whatever they might be. Doesn't matter. All excuses are equal, as they say, right? Whatever it is. There's always a great excuse. So what? The net situation is you didn't show up. And the more often you don't show up for yourself, the less likely it is that you'll stay the course and hang around long enough to win. And of course, when I say win, everything's in context. We have a phenomenal opportunity that we win every single day, no matter how badly we behave as professional network marketers. All right. No matter how lousy we are as professional network marketers, the system still rewards us. What a gem that is. But don't let, like, even more reason then to hold ourselves accountable, right? Because it would really be easy to kid ourselves into thinking that we've earned the rewards. Some of you might not like to hear this, but passive rewards are not earned rewards. They're a gift from the company. They're a blessing. They're heaven sent for sure, but they're not earned. Earned rewards is what pops up on the right-hand column when you log in, not on the left-hand column. Left hand, thank you very much, company. We love you because you love us so much that you're willing to reward us for doing nothing. But don't let that be the false illusion of success. There's no success in multiplying by 4. There's no success in getting given for free 0.3% every single day, 9% a month. There's no growth there. There's no accolade. There's no recognition, nothing. Nobody's going to put you on stage for getting your daily rewards. Right? Nobody's going to be inspired by you and look up to you and want to follow your lead because of that there. It's your actions beyond that point. Showing up every day is one of them. Plug in and then start sharing. Share effectively. Like I said, pre-qualify your guests, get them to the Zooms, and let professionals deliver a world-class presentation on your behalf, and then do a world-class follow-up straight after the presentation. How about that? What does a world-class follow-up look like? Very, very simple. It goes like this. JB, thank you for showing up to the Zoom. I saw you were there till the end. I really appreciate it. I hope you loved it as much as I thought you would. Tell me, what was your favorite part, my friend? Boom. What was your favorite part? Let them talk about their favorite part. Great. Can you see how that can now help you achieve this? If you've done some pre-qualification, you know what they want to achieve, right? Can you see how that can help you get to this? Yes, I can. Great. Are you ready to get your membership set up now? Or do you have any questions? Well, a couple of bits I wasn't sure about. Great. Before you go into that, let me introduce you to my sponsor or my upline professional, my upline expert, my upline V1. Let me get you on a call with one of our team leaders who has been around a lot longer than I have and is probably in a much better space to answer your questions than I will be. I'm new, and so I'm learning as I'm going along. I wanted to share this with you early because I want to take this journey with you. I want to win together with you. Let's get them on a call now, and whatever questions you got, feel free to ask them. Let's get clear so we can move forward together. Is that cool? Yes. Great. Bang. Add them to the call. Knock it out the ballpark. And some of you are already thinking, but it's not that easy, Kalps. It actually is. It actually really is. But I get it. You don't want it to be that easy, and that's cool too, right? You can make it difficult for yourself. No problem. No problem. The better the pre-qualification, the easier the follow-up. Really simple, right? Because you can link the presentation. The presentation is the bridge, right, to their dream and the vehicle, like linking that up. So the presentation just does what it's supposed to do once you've pre-qualified a great guest. So anyway, we're done. I've done my 30 minutes today. I'm excited to hear from you guys as always. So let me just put myself, that beautiful mug, on the front of the screen for everybody. And then pull in another mug. No, you're not mug really, Nicholas. The mug is an expression towards the facial expression, which you always have a beautiful one. How are you, my friend?
All right, I never heard the mug. I'm doing well. Thanks so much. Okay, so
I thought you might know. Oops, you might.
Doesn't translate good in French.
Exactly.
Well, so thanks for that. Every time you talk about dreams, it sparks something inside me, and it's just really unbelievable. I've been part of these people, and I think a lot of us, before we discovered this business and this network marketing, we just been there. So everybody feels this, but for me, it's quite recent. I just jumped in 1 year ago. And when you talk about dreams, it's just like gets me boiling. It's just something is lighting up. And last time as well, I was on the other nuts and bolts when you talked about dreams, and it just gives so much tools to talk about dreams with people. And I love having to be comfortable to have these dream conversations with people. So thanks for giving us this, and yeah, it boys. I mean, I just want to share. I just love it. I had one question as well. I wanted to ask. How would you display yourself as a network marketer? Would you actually, if somebody's comfortable with this, would you say it's an advantage if you're in social media and you say, like, one of the things I said today is like business development, which is we do some business development, but it's hiding one part, which is the network marketing part. What would you say about that?
Yeah, here's what you want to ask yourself. If you saw business developer on somebody's social media, does that get you excited? Does that make you want to contact them? And do you see what I'm saying? It's going to appeal to a very small percentage of people who are maybe just already in traditional business themselves.
Yeah.
So think of another way of putting it, right?
Okay.
Yeah?
But it doesn't have to be network marketer, actually.
No.
It can be
anything that's going to get people going curious. Oh, what's that? Or
dream promoter.
Right? Yeah, helping people, make their dreams come true. Anything that might get them to go, oh, how do you do that then? Right? Just helping people get to the next level. Whatever, make it yours. Make it, like own it, and but make it relevant to you, and then also relevant to an audience.
I like that. Cool. Thanks so much.
Wonderful, beautiful. Thank you. Really great question, by the way, because oftentimes we miss those little things. Danielle, how are we doing? Go ahead and unmute.
Hi, Kalpesh.
Hey.
How are you?
Amazing. Yourself?
I'm pretty good. I had a really rough week, but it was a great week because I was able to learn a lot from it. I just had a conversation with Deb a couple of hours ago, and I was telling her how synchronicity with you, it's just unbelievable. Kalpesh, it's like you're in my head every
Wow.
time. No, I'm telling you, I honestly,
Tuned
so I've been tuned into you, obviously. I've been thinking about a shorter presentation just from comments from my people. And here you are giving us this gift. Not only that, King Richard on Thursday, I was trying to show you, I had already set up my machine to tape it before you talked about it. No, but it's like that all the time. No, and I have the picture on my phone because I was trying to show it up to you because my sound wasn't working. Every time, every nuts and bolts, it's the same thing. So I've always been a dreamer. I've always had dreams, although they were not refined. And people always called me crazy and everything, but that didn't matter to me. But I've never had the vehicle before. And this is it. This is it. And I know my dreams are coming true. So that's one thing. Then you were talking about, pre-qualifying. And so I pre-qualify and sometimes, and I also prepare my people. I always tell them what to expect on the Zooms. So they know that it might be long. They know they might not get it all. They know. So I prepare them. And then I prepare them for the sign up, because the sign up sometimes can go smooth as anything, or sometimes it can be really frustrating. So I always prepare them so they know what to expect. And so I had a phone call with a friend yesterday, and he was like, 9 of my friends are in crypto, and they've all lose their money. And I don't, and he's like almost yelling at me on the phone. And I just said to him, I said, hey, listen, I'm calling you because I love you and I love Lynn, and I want you to take advantage of this. So he said, okay, he said, I'll come on and listen.
Love it. There you go. Interrupt their flow, man. Boom. Get in.
Thank you.
It. Well done.
Thank you.
Really
Kalpesh.
proud of you. I love that. That's so courageous and brave as well. Oftentimes we don't, we're too scared to do that, right? And just jump in and say, listen.
Yeah.
Listen.
But I truly love him, and I said, hey, listen,
absolutely.
stop it. Don't yell at me. I love you. And that's why I want to share it with you like that.
Stunning. Love it. Thank you. There you go. Again, honesty, transparency works every time. Shirley, how are we doing?
I'm good, Kalpesh. How about you?
Amazing, amazing. Thank you.
You look amazing, so of course I can believe that.
Thank you.
So we had a Zoom last night and we talked about paradigms. And you know what? That is so important too. So when I was 6 years old, my father passed away and my mother was left with 4 girls. So we were very poor. So scarcity was a form of my paradigm. And as I got older, I was really the only one of 7 of us that thought, why should I work for someone else when I can work for myself? And I had some successes, but nothing extreme until I found Hyperverse.
Wow.
And what it's done is given me back that dream that I've never had. I had that why, because of my background. I don't want my kids to be left like that. And with the economy and everything that's happening today, I will be able to leave them with, like my brother says, I want to leave them with millions. and help so many others to see what I see. And it's so hard because they look on the internet and they see all this crap, or like Danielle says, oh, I lost 10,000 in this other thing, or, and you just say, well, but this is different. And the community is different. They're so loving, so caring. It's a family. Just take a look. And if you don't like it, hey, that's okay. But if you love it, let me change your life. So paradigm. And I started that after my husband passed away and I lost a lot of money, as you know. I started doing manifestations. I started doing meditations, and that changed my whole life. That, you know what? I am worthy. This is my turn. Yes, I'm going to be 72 this year, but it doesn't matter. This is my turn to feel and have everything that I want and to share it with everyone around the world. So, and
love
being
it.
here is important. It's important to be there, whether, like you said, whether you have a guest or not, because it's support. That's what it is. You're on the team, so you need to be there. And training is so important. It certainly changes your mind. So thank you, Kalpesh, for all your Tuesdays and Thursdays. Sometimes I can't make them all, but I'm there mentally. Thank you, Kalpesh.
Thank you so much. Beautiful. Thank you, Shirley. I love it. What an amazing, amazing energy. 72 guys and girls. What are you doing with your life? 72. I love it, man. That's what I want to be like when I'm 72. Sue, what are you saying?
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm super excited about this new presentation and that you're going to be back to doing presentation. It's like, you know, membership 2.0, and we're kind of going to go back to basics. You know, and it's long, you know, we've had too much time. You've had too much time off doing presentations. So I'm really, really excited that you're going to be back because, you know, people want you, you know, they want to learn from you and your energy. So I'm super excited about that. Yeah, like this conversation around dreams, right? You know, one thing that I've learned in my journey around personal development is that we spend too much time recreating in our head what went wrong in life. You know, and we stay there a lot, like, oh, if I do this, that's going to happen. If I do this, that's going to happen, because we know what we know, right? And we're not up for really looking like, well, what if that didn't happen, you know? And I've really learned like how to now just live into my dream in every given moment. You know, is that I do not want to go back to like, okay, that happened then because that was my level of awareness then, right? But what's my level of awareness now? So for me, it's like just constantly reliving. Like if I think about my day, probably about 80% of my day, I'm in the being of my dream.
Wow.
You know, like just,
huge.
You know, and it's not just about, you know, like the money or what, you know, it's about what do I want to do in my life? What do I want to experience in my life? Because let's face it, right? We all want that financial freedom because we want to experience those emotions, you know, and the, you know, like just how we could get to be, right? And actually the biggest way to create more abundance is to be how you want to be when you have it, you know? So I'm just like,
here now.
yeah, exactly, right? So I'm literally living, you know, I look at my vision board in the morning while I'm having breakfast, listening to, you know, like meditations, guided meditations and stuff. And I'm literally living into that dream all day long. You know, there was this one time, actually, I got to tell you, right? Because I had it on my vision board to go on a first class flight. Nobody was home, but I actually practiced what it would be like to go on a first class flight. I got my little trolley and I went into the living room and turned left. It was so cool. And I'd practice calling up my VA, my driver, you know, to come and pick me up and stuff like, and that's like, but that's like my way of being now. It's so, so cool. So cool. Wow. And you can't not be excited in your day when you're sharing this opportunity with people, because you're living into your dream in every moment. You can't not be excited, you know? And it's such a beautiful, beautiful platform. Everything about it is slick, you know? So I'm super, super duper grateful for you, for this platform, this company, the people in my team, you know, and I share that energy with my team as well. It's like being gratitude, being creating what is it you want in your life, you know? So thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, really looking forward to your presentations.
Thank you, Sue. And again, VIP 5-star, never done network marketing before, never done any kind of sales before, and made a decision, brought her dream to the table, and the rest, as they say, is future in the present.
For sure. And you know what I say to people when they say, what do you do? I just drop it that I'm a crypto trainer.
Boom. Wow.
Because crypto is the word, right? It's the trendy word right now. And then like, suddenly they want to talk to you, right? So it's
trainer,
such a great, yeah.
Job done. Love it.
So,
well done.
Yeah, thank you, Kalpesh.
Well done. Transformed your life completely. Talk about 180-degree turn. I love it. Sheila, goodness. We've got like V5 rain here today. How are we doing?
Claim it very soon, Kalpesh. June is my day.
Come on, I know. Let's get it done.
Yeah, done and dusted. The mine is already there. I'm just trying to catch up. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Thank you, community. Thank you for the news of a shorter presentation. Just so you know, today was I became a community presenter, and today was my first day.
Fantastic. Congratulations. Have you delivered?
Yes, this morning at 10 a.m. Yes.
Congrats.
Just to let you know what a wonderful community we have. My team, Flourishing Legacy, showed up. And my coach, sponsor, Sheila Morris, she was on a cruise and she logged in and got other people to log in too. I saw Brenda pop in. I was like, ooh, I started getting scared. Brenda was there. She popped right out. I was like, thank you, Brenda.
She probably noticed that she shook you up a little bit.
But oh my goodness, I just want to say congratulations, just kudos to all our corporate presenters. It is not easy. Many times I was like, why did I do this to myself? But again, pushing me, further away from my comfort zone and helping me to be a better communicator. So very happy about the opportunity to serve the community. And so when we look at dreams, I usually call myself the dreamer. My husband is a realist, and I'm the dreamer. And so hyperverse, you need that balance to pull you down and get balance, right?
Or to pull them up.
Yeah, or pull up. Yeah, well, both of us now dream big. We both dream, we are entrepreneurs, we dream big. And I just remember I got kicked out of office space, not in a bad way, they just needed a space. And so I was looking for a new office space. I had this small mind when looking for that new office space, and I went somewhere that when you look at it, you're like, I don't know if I should be here, right? But then I saw the price and then had a conversation. Just the tour of the facility expanded my mind. And so for me, I always, as a dreamer and an entrepreneur, I always lean into places that push my imagination. And so that's why Hyperverse has just been such a good fit for me because I'm always bigger. The Lord Jesus Christ has always made me know that things are bigger than what I see. And so Hyperverse also gives me that opportunity. So thank you guys so much. And thanks for all of you that showed up.
Oh, beautiful. Well done. Congratulations on the first presentation. Love it. Just amazing. Mario, how are you, champion? Go ahead and unmute.
Hello. How you doing there, Kalpesh?
Sam, how are you, bud?
Day 76. I'm loving every minute of it, staying plugged in almost every single day, twice, 3 times sometimes. Sometimes I fall asleep on my desk waiting for the next one. I want to tell you guys something. It's been an awesome 76 days. Wow. Once everything clicked in my mind, I decided a lot of things. One of the things I've decided to do, and it's all your fault and Keith's fault, is I did apply to be a presenter. I did get accepted, but I am doing it in 2 languages, in English and Portuguese. But I was just told about the shortness of it. So that was such a relief, man. Great stuff.
Oh, no, that's not going to be for you. Everyone else still has a long presentation. This is just an exception for me.
Oh no! That's a long presentation to translate, man. I will say this: I own my title. My title is the Hyper Driver. And I've learned in the last few 30 days to calm down a little bit, because I know at first I was full of hyperness. I went out and went to 7 people and asked them those questions you asked the other day. Ask 7 people what they like about you and what they don't like about you. I'd like to share a couple of things. Would you mind? Is it cool?
Or you can save it till Saturday.
Saturday? Okay, I'll do that. Yeah, I just want to tell you, man.
Tell me one of them.
Well, one of them, I'm going to say that the one of them is honesty, what they liked about me. I like to be honest. I like to sleep well at night. I like transparency. If anybody knows me from the past, they know that what I said was right out of my mind, and usually I talk without a script or anything. I actually can't even do scripts. I was on a reality show one time. They used to give me scripts, and I can't stand that. If it can't come out of my mind and my heart, it's not true, right? Diving into things, man, I'll dive into anything as long as it's like, part of my dream, and that's really good. Always positive, man. You can't get me into a negative mood unless there's somebody negative that's irritating me. Then the irritation. That same person, what they don't like about me is if somebody doesn't follow my lead, I take things a little bit personal. I do. I have that problem is because I want people to pay attention, So I just shared one. You can imagine the 7 others, okay? Thank you very much, man. Hyperverse.
Thank you so much, Mario, for taking on the exercise. It's a very powerful one, and often will give us loads of learning curves in itself. Tina, how are we doing? Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi, Kalpesh. It's Tina and Crypto Kitten here.
Hey, oh my
Same
God,
room.
combo
We're
in the house. How are we doing?
Awesome. And thank you so much for this amazing training today. Back to basics, back to the nuts and bolts of why we're here. And one of the reasons why Crypto Kitten and I are in the same, she's my goddaughter. I'm very proud of her. She's my superstar.
Amazing.
She always shows up, right?
She does.
She does. She's here because we are literally over the next couple of days doing our vision boards together and writing out our big whys. So today was like super amazing that you were doing this nuts and bolts.
Look at that.
Like what Danielle says, it's like you're in our head. Like we have this thing going on, and every time, you're connected.
Boom.
We have a practical question. You did cover it a little bit. All the nuts and bolts recorded trainings disappeared. I know. So one of them, though, that's very important to us in our team that we refer to back a lot, hoping that it'll be coming up again, is your fantastic training on the art of invitation, because we send that out as like a little startup pack to our new people. Is there any chance that's happening? Like
it will be. Yeah. That'll
very, very soon.
That'll be the Thursday night one.
Okay, the next one. Will it be back up on the same Vimeo or where we're going to?
No, so at the moment I'm just loading them onto my YouTube until that Vimeo solution comes back.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thank you. You got something?
All right.
No, I have something that's kind of in my mind, but I'm not ready to ask it. So I'll let that digest. Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Well, lovely to see you together, and have fun with the vision boarding.
Thank
Definitely.
you.
Thank you.
Hi, Amal.
Amal in the house. How are we doing?
I'm good. I've missed you.
Oh,
I've been unplugged for like a week or so.
I know you've been hiding.
So my question is, first of all, I have to acknowledge Sue for actually living into her dream, because that's taking it to another level. Totally another level. And I used to do that with some of my friends that call me, hey, what are you doing for lunch? Oh, I'm meeting Justin Trudeau for lunch today. And they'd be like, wait, what? And I'm like, yeah, Justin just called me in the morning, and lunch is at 12. So maybe you can, check on with my secretary what time I'm available. And then they'll start laughing. And I'm like, stop laughing. It's not funny. Justin has important things to discuss. Let's talk about you. Why are you calling me?
I love it.
So when she said that, I was like, oh shit, I'm not the only crazy one. Or somebody would call me and say, hey, what are you up to? Well, I'm just rolling out of bed with the man of my dreams, and he's just making me coffee right now. She's like, oh, you're actually dating now? I'm like, of course. You know that? Okay, listen, I gotta go because he's waiting. Did I say that out loud?
I don't know at what point living into the future becomes insanity, but I'll let you work that out anyway.
Hey, it's bringing me results, okay? So like, who cares?
I love it.
As long as I feel happy here.
100%. There you go. That is it.
Okay, so forget about my insanity, and guys, please don't do that. That is insane. It sounds really crazy. That's my little secret that I shared to 1,000 people.
Delete. We're just playing.
But it's so fun. swear I love it. It's so fun. Okay, okay. So what I wanted to ask you was, I can't stop laughing. If I want to help somebody figure out their why, how do I help somebody? And me, I want to revisit my why because I'm not sure that my why is strong enough. So I want to dig deep, but I need help with that. So how do I go about that?
How do you go about that? So, I mean, there's loads of videos and stuff that you can watch that will help you kind of dig deeper in terms of finding. But I always say that if you can go back to your younger years, like kind of late teens, around that time, where you haven't got the responsibilities of life yet, and you're looking forward to something, then what was that looking forward to? You know, that
I wanted to become an astronaut.
Oh, there you go. Well, then you go to, why did you want to become an astronaut, right? And look at why, because the astronaut thing, you know, could still be something if you're really committed to it, but oftentimes that is not. It's not the astronaut thing. It's what about that appealed, right? Stuff around that. You know, what about the astronaut life was dragging you in that direction, if you like, pulling you in that direction? Get in touch with what was driving that, right?
That's weird.
Like it's like I often say, you know, driving a Ferrari, it's not about driving the Ferrari. It's about what does that mean about you? You're looking for some kind of meaning around that, right? Like, you know, what would that mean
that
about
makes
me if I
sense.
had one? Cool.
Okay. And
Good.
so for my team, when I'm talking to them, should I go back to the same kind of example that you gave me and try and dig, or they can go figure your own why? How do I help them?
Well, ultimately people do, but yeah, that's how you do it. You get in touch with what do you really want out of life? What do you want? And it's not, you know, that's what I'm saying. It's not the astronaut and I want to be Superman. I want to be this, I want to be a doctor. I want to, you know, that's not the dream. That's programming, right? But there might be something that appealed to you around that you want to start looking and exploring into. Cool.
Okay, perfect.
Good. All right. Thank you. Good. JB, how are you, brother? Go ahead and unmute.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Excellent. Just on the way down to London.
All right.
Yeah, I'm fantastic. How are you, mate?
Amazing. Thank you. How long are you in London for?
Just going to see my brother for a couple of days. We're probably Friday afternoon.
Oh, whereabouts?
I'm going down to King's Langley.
That is not a million miles away. Let's see if we can grab a quick coffee at some point.
100%.
I'm going to be doing an event. If you can hang around long enough for the event, it'd be amazing to have you come over. I'll either be Thursday or the weekend.
Right, cool, Rob. I'll message you. Yeah,
cool.
Yeah,
done.
Cool. That's good. I'm in no rush to get back. I'm going to be back for the Grand National Saturday.
There you go. All right. Well, let's work it out.
Yeah, anyway, cool, perfect. Right, so I've recently had a mate that I used to work with. I was in traffic management for 13 years, putting cones out for roadworks, working 12 on, 2 off on nights. And my mate, I left that 4 years ago. So I've been self-employed. I've been myself for 4 years, which is great. And he says to me, I trust what you're doing because 10, 12 years ago, when I was off my head all the time, he says, you always used to say that one day you're going to be free to travel the world and do what I want. And he says, now you're doing it. And he says, I've never seen anybody so determined, even when they didn't even know themselves, to do what they want. And it's funny because I think I manifested Hyperverse 12 years ago just by saying that. And I didn't know it worked out like this. So, and then my why is to travel the world for the next 15 years, see the world, educate myself because it's not school, it's education. I'm not school. And then bring over education and buy land, build a 30-bedroom house and have it as a foster home for then helping people like I was when I was a kid to help them, educate them to create amazing superpowers in life. And that is my why. And this is what's brought everything around to me now to be able to think, right, well, I'll go down to London for a few days. If I don't want to, just do whatever I want. Be free to do what I want when I want, as much fun with wherever I want. And that is the life I've created from so much heartache and trauma and everything from my past. So this vehicle and showing up as much as I can with it, I'm probably 2.5 weeks off the IP2, which I'm really proud of myself for, because you know what I've had to break down to get to this.
100%, man. It's amazing.
Life's got so much quicker because of I've started a leadership group. I've now got, there was one person building out of everybody that got involved. And then since I've done the leadership group, 5 or 6 more people have stepped up. So I've got so I've got 7 people in my leadership group now. Just what we all think is at the start of 3X. And it's like, proud. So thank you so much.
Amazing. Wow. JB, I am super mega massive proud of you. And yeah, absolutely love the journey you've been through and who you've become as a result of taking yourself on. And you did right from the beginning. You said you would, and here you are, and you have. And for me, that is the magic right there. So well done, buddy. Love you to bits, man. Super proud. Wow, love it. Lisa, how are we doing? Go ahead and unmute yourself, please.
Hi,
Hey.
hi, Kalpesh. Really good to be here on this nuts and bolts. Something that you started out with, and you were talking about your family and the fact you don't have kids yourself, and but you've seen your nieces and nephews growing up, and you love them to bits. And I'm in the same position. And it's interesting because I wanted to ask you about that, and then Amal confirmed something for me, and it's to do with I've got different generations of nieces and nephews. Like I'm a great auntie, and so I've got a young niece that's coming. She's only 14, but I so want to get her, if you like, at this stage in her life, and she's not opening up too much. She's appearing to close down a lot. So she's at that stage where life and school and all that stuff is just beginning to infiltrate, and I kind of feel as though I want to step in at this stage. It's like how to do it when I'm noticing that she's beginning to be impressionable with all the outside world and that, and it concerns me because her father, my brother, is a very sick man, and don't think he's got very much longer to live, and she absolutely dotes on her father, my brother, and I kind of want to help her I know she's not old enough to join yet, but just how do I start to talk to her at that age?
Yeah, the teen years are full of hormones and change and all of that anyway, right? So, and yeah, vulnerabilities kick in at that point as well. Communication is what I found. My brother, my sister-in-law have been amazing at just communicating to their kids constantly, and all the time, reminding them that they're amazing, that they're great, that they don't have to be influenced by the norm or average or what everybody else is doing. Like really just keep reminding them, because oftentimes we might have the conversation once and we think it's done and it's never done. We know that. Same as this business, consistency is key. So just keep communicating a bigger version for themselves, right? A better future for themselves, a possibility-driven future versus a predictable one, which is follow the people around you and end up in the in the space that most people end up, right? Which is just kind of mediocre, average, predictable. Just speak possibility into her ears as regularly and often as possible. Yeah, speak.
I know that her own parents and friends and the community around her, because we live quite a way away and I don't get to see them that often.
Yeah.
So
set up like a weekly call, right? As a great auntie or the great auntie. Hey, listen, do you know what? I want to be more a part of your life. How about we have a weekly call and just start from there and let the sharing begin, as they say. Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you. There you go. Nice. Love it. And then we got Rob. Hey, champ. How we doing? Go ahead and unmute.
Hey, Kalpesh. Hey, I'm doing great. Yeah, this call has been amazing. Just adding on to what we had last night, what Shirley touched on with paradigms. And yeah, right now I'm doing what I love. Build my own furniture, my own business. I can't work for anyone else anymore. And and hyper is like icing on the cake. It's just making me dream even more.
Wow.
And last night, something else amazing happened. The needle to expert moved for the first time.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah.
A step closer. Well done.
Step closer. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
loving that. Well done, buddy. Good. We'll keep moving that needle forward and get yourself there.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Awesome. And then we've got okay family antics. Hi.
Hi, it's Dee.
Hey, how you doing?
Brilliant. I hit expert at the weekend.
Oh wow, congratulations. Hey, there you go. First step. Big one as well, right? It's a big one. It's all the learning happens there.
Yeah. I've got no experience of sales or of crypto. Wow. And I've done it just inside of 6 months. So I'm thrilled to bits. Yeah.
Congratulations. That's really beautiful.
I just really wanted to say thank you for all the training. I've been on every Saturday call and every nuts and bolts and every powwow with Team Distinction. And I would just say to everybody, it is all about plugging in.
Yes,
definitely.
100%. Wow, there you go. Thank you for showing up and making it happen. It means a lot to everybody when there's stories like yours that give new people hope and possibility for themselves, right? So from scratch.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it shows anybody. Yeah, anybody can do it if I can do it.
Love it. Well done. Thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you climb the rest of the ranks now.
Thank you so much. Okay, bye.
Thanks. George, how are you, brother?
Absolutely fantastic, my friend. Another awesome day. Thanks for nuts and bolts. And so did you say that your stuff's going to be on your YouTube channel?
Yes.
Cool. I'll go and search that and find it because some funny things happened yesterday is that I had all my Vimeo things downloaded on my phone so I could use them because I go a lot of places that are out of cellular. And I went to get on the jet ski yesterday. My music wasn't there and that wasn't there, but I had some recorded versions of the nuts and bolts and also your V5 with the all the V5s who did their testimonies the other week.
Wow.
So George, I'm jet skiing on an alpine lake.
I'm going to request you get that over to me if you can.
Yeah, I'm listening to Goran and everyone else playing on my jet ski as I was going through the mountain tracks, and so it was pretty cool. They were the only things that actually were still remote there. Yesterday morning, I hit $900,000 in total sales, which was seriously cool. V2, I'm now down to, I think I've got $7,000 to go to V2, and it just keeps ticking down. It's getting closer. And then I actually went jet skiing with my best mate yesterday. He registered in my first week of the business 8 months ago, and he funded his account last night. He sponsored his wife. He sponsored his brother. And yes, seriously cool stuff going on. And I'm catching up with a whole heap of people, person to person, over the next couple of days. And everyone's going to go, oh, yeah, I think we'll get started now. Like, why didn't you start before? But because I went ahead and I didn't wait for them.
Yes.
And I've now got the results. They're all going like, oh, now it's time to get on board. So, yes, thanks again. I really appreciate all your input and loving the journey. So much fun.
Wow, that's amazing. Do me a favor, George. Send me those. Let's arrange it so you can send me them through WeTransfer or whatever we've got to do. The recordings. That'll be really useful. Thank you.
Okay. No.
Cheers, buddy. Thanks.
Okay.
All right. Sharon, how you doing? Go ahead and unmute yourself. Nope. Try again.
Can you hear me?
There you go. Yes, we can.
I'm just loving this topic. I just want to reach out and say to everybody that's smashing it, you're doing amazing things. This community actually motivates me and drives me. I started Kalpesh in September. I didn't have much faith in it because I'd actually been in this space 5 years ago and I didn't do very well. But I had faith and belief, and I plugged in, did my due diligence, and I became an expert within 6 months. I don't know how I did it. And now I'm nearly going to be professional.
Wow.
I've got like 2,000 HUs away from being professional. So what I love is that I don't even watch the bar anymore. I just like to share it and speak to people and help people. I've got 20 people under me now that are and they signed up because they believe in me, because they say, I'm doing it because of you, because I believe in you. And that gives me so much strength. Because you have to make it about the people. It's about them. Once they get what they want, you get what you want. So I just want to say thank you for the nuts and bolts. Everything you do, and everyone on this platform drives me, even the leadership. If I wasn't able to get in on last Saturday. I got kicked out, couldn't get on. And I feel like it's my food. If I don't get it, I don't feel good. I feel hungry. And I watched the replay and I did the homework and I spoke to 7 people, so I'll share that on Saturday.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Well
so
done.
Thank you, Kalpesh.
Love it. Thank you. Well done for doing the homework. I love it. Can't wait to hear all about it. Sonia, are you there? Sonia in the house. Sonia's on holiday. Let's see if we can move on to Emma. Oh, no. Sonia's back. Hi. No sound.
Hi.
There you are. Yeah, we got you. Hey.
Hi. How y'all doing?
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
We can.
Okay. Well, you know what I'm doing. I stay plugged in while I'm working. So.
I know.
But yeah, I must copycat everybody. We can't wait till you come back doing your presentations because you have such. Yeah, I mean, you have so much knowledge that you pass on to us. I mean, I've learned a whole lot. Next, wait a minute, the 20th this month will be a year, and still trying to slip into VIP 1, but you know, I have 3 people that's lined up to come on board, so we'll see.
Wow.
Maybe I'll make it by the 20th, but that's okay. At least by my birthday. My birthday is July. But yeah, it's just that, you know, a lot of people, when I presented the Zoom to people, I tell them the first thing that comes out their mouth, well, I'm going to social media. I said, stay away from social media. You're going to block your blessing. Stay away.
I love that.
They don't listen.
Blessing.
Yes. But anyway, you got plenty of people online, so I'm not going to hold y'all up.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Right. Yes.
And you know, I love your blessing. That's a great one. Thank you. Thank you so much. Tell your people, don't be blocking their blessings. Emma, how are we doing?
I'm doing great. Do you know, first of all, I want to say dreams, right? Dreams, this community, although from sort of September onwards, even after I joined, right, I've just started to, like, it's allowed me to dream again, right? And that is huge. Like, to get in touch with it, even the conversations that I have with like my 10-year-old, like it's about like, yeah, none of that stuff, you know, it doesn't matter what you get in a test at school because no one gives a damn when you get to like 25, 30 and beyond. No one cares what you got at uni, what degree you got. It's just like, it's great that you got it, right? If you choose that, but it's not that's not the rest of your life.
It doesn't end there, it begins.
I'm sat here, right? And I'm sat here thinking, because I was a midwife for 20 years, right? I worked in the NHS. I ended up having my own business as a home birth midwife as well in Ireland for 5 years. And I left my profession. And I remember I left my profession because I became a mum, right? And I was really powerfully choosing. And people were like, you're crazy. You can't leave a good job. It's your career. It's what you're passionate about. It's like, and I was thinking, I'm passionate about way more stuff than that, right? So it's taken me to get inside of this community to like really get the dream thing. And then I just wrote on the piece of paper now, dreams are the door, right, to having people on board in this community, because we've all got dreams, right? Dreams that have maybe been put on a shelf or stuffed under something or put to the back of our mind, or life gets in the way, right? And it's like, if you can tap, tap into people's dreams and get into like, what is it that makes you tick? What is it that, like, you put your feet on the floor in the morning? Like, that's what I'm getting about Hyperverse, is that it gets me out of bed in the morning. It gets me out of bed at 5:30. I haven't been doing 5:30 starts in God knows how long, right? I'm meditating, I'm visualizing, I'm like, come on, I'm up the mountain this morning and I'm getting all this, all this creative stuff flowing again. And I'm like, God, this is life, right? So now I'm just getting more and more that it's tap into the people's dreams, because that's what makes them really operate. It's just that they just need a hand to, plug back into their dreams, right?
Absolutely. I love it. You've just put it so beautifully. I mean, it's so important when we put a little bit of attention onto this. The power of this stuff is infinite, right? So
yeah,
100%. If you can start helping people to get back in touch with what they really, really want out of their life, and then literally hand that to them on a plate in the form of Hyperverse, it's game over, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, this community is getting me back in touch with my 20s. I mean, look at my hair. Like, I'm like, it's getting me the bold, the audaciousness, the blissfulness, the freedom, this is it. Like, it's like having me wake up again, and it keeps doing that every week. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't remember the last time I was in touch with this Emma Coyne,
wow.
and that is beautiful.
Isn't it?
And then it makes, and then it almost, the natural expression of that is sharing, right? Because like, if I'm getting that, then share it, and then it's like, it just becomes natural all the way. It's brilliant.
Love it. Thank
and
you.
4x is going to take us to the moon and beyond, right? Let's not change is good. Change is, what is it they say? Change can be difficult at first, messy in the middle, and bloody gorgeous at the end. And that is so flipping true. So just embrace it.
Thank you, Emma. Amazing, wise words. Change can be difficult at first. What was it? Ends at a blessing, right? Something in the middle. But yeah, I love it. Embracing change. Life is always constantly changing. It's amazing how we resist that one simple little fact. Bill, how are we doing, buddy?
Kalpesh. You know I have to start by thanking you, right?
Thank you. Bless.
You said to me in December, you said, Bill, I know some great things are going to happen for you because it's coming out of you. And then you talk about dreams again. From that meeting to this one, I feel like we are all connected on this call. But the most important thing for me today to share with you and really thank you for is they say that duplication is the greatest form of flattery.
Yep.
I've been called the older Kalpesh a couple of times over the last few months. So I feel very good about that.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, the team has grown exponentially, as you know, and I'll tell everybody again because I want people to be inspired. It took me a year to make expert, and it only took 3 months to make pro, and is about to go VP1 in probably another month or so. So wow. I'm extremely excited. Great levels of growth. But you said a couple of things that I just wanted to reiterate that was so helpful for me today. And was really uplifting. And you said, people get fired up, help people get fired up about their dreams again. See, it's great to be fired up about your dream, but if your dream's not big enough, it's easy to lose it. And when you get bigger about dreaming for other people as well, and doing it with finesse and not arguing with them over it, it becomes phenomenal.
Yes.
And the preparation and the follow-up are the biggest keys that you offer today. It's not just about the presentation, but it's the preparation before and the follow-up after. And I'm just grateful for it because we are about to go to a whole nother level after this nuts and bolts call. So
come on, Bill, beautiful. And congratulations on the progress so far. Really well deserved, and looking forward to the celebration of V1 soon. Thank you, my brother.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. One more. Marcia, are you in the room? Go ahead and unmute.
Oh my gosh. Hey,
hey.
Kalpesh.
Go ahead.
Been a while. It's been a while since I was able to get on, say something.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I recently started really plugging into your nuts and bolts. And I must say, oh my gosh, I am hyper now. It's really into me. It's into me, Kalpesh. I truly appreciate and love this. I love this community. I feel so blessed to be in this community. You know, I was talking with someone today. I've reached out to her. She keep, you know, thinking me, but I know this would be good for her. I know it would help her. I know she needed. And today she just reached out to me. And I was like, okay. She's like, can you send me that hyperverse thing again? I was like, okay.
Boom.
Because last week you were talking about transformation, right? And it really resonated with me. And I have my hyperpay card and I never used it. So I took the opportunity to do all what I have to do, put, you know, my crypto and the hyperpay card and all that. And I went to the ATM. Oh my God, I was screaming to the top of my voice.
Oh, wow.
I had to call my upline and tell him. I was like, oh my gosh, you would not believe. I just got money from the ATM with my hypercard. It was crazy. And he had me on blast. He was just calling everybody and telling them. And he was like, so I shared that with my friend today.
Wow.
And she was really excited. And, you know, I told her I was able to use my hyperpay card and put gas in my vehicle at a gas pump and all that, you know.
Love it.
I
There you
am
go.
really great. I am truly appreciative. I was helping my son on his thing today. He's in Trinidad and I was walking him through, you know, his rebuy and everything, you know, so. And
wow.
I joined myself into a kickboxing class at 61.
Come on now. Wow.
So my friend just know, she said she bring out the 25. I'm going back to 16.
I love it. Come on now. Kickboxing.
Yes, I love it,
Wow.
Kalpesh. Thank you so much. I love the community. I wouldn't give it up for anything. Trust me, I appreciate it.
Thank you. How awesome. I love it. I'm loving the inspiration that's coming through this community. It really is absolutely just inspiring.
Yes.
Thank you. Robert, you're going to close off tonight. Go for it, my friend. Got a couple of minutes to go. Go ahead and unmute.
There we go. Can you hear me?
Yes, go on, buddy.
Okay, so a couple of things. First, thank you very much. And I don't know if you remember the first time I came on. My sister Judy got me involved. She told me about it, and I got excited about it when she told me. I just wasn't in a position.
Right.
I got into the position where it was crazy. Me and my partner played on slots, and we won the money for me to buy my first membership.
Wow.
So I did that, and 2 days later, she decided she was going to win it again. So I got a second membership, and it's great.
Congratulations.
And when Hyperverse 2 came, when it was launched the other day, I was like, yeah, I'm going straight away. I didn't even have a second thought about upgrading, because I thought to myself, I waited too long to get on the first one. I ain't doing the same mistake this time. That's not happening. So the minute it said to me, upgrade if you want to, straight over. So yeah, bring it on with 2.0.
Wow.
Just one thing with what you were saying earlier on, with the to pre-qualify before like presenting. What type of things would you be asking the person to like pre-qualify?
I'll cover that on Thursday.
Right. Okay. Fantastic.
There you go. What a perfect cliffhanger. Thank you for that.
All right. Thank you very much.
You did it perfectly. Couldn't have paid you for that, could I? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been, as always, an absolute pleasure for me to share this time with you. I hope you've got what you needed to get out of it. And I hope you might have to revisit and watch it again to get even more out of it. But don't miss Thursday. We are going to cover some awesome invitation and in and around invitation skills. We're going to master the invitation conversation so that you can become really laser focused and much more effective at getting people to the Zoom. So if you've got people in your team that would love to improve that skill, then make sure they're there with you on Thursday. In the meantime, have an amazing couple of days. Be productive, be effective, be profitable, and take your life to the next level. Much love. Mwah. We'll see you at the top.